You think of certain actions, you think of certain behaviors that you have seen in the cinema or in everyday life. You've seen it on social media, those persons who seemingly were able to break free of the construct of regularity into an expression of themselves that seemed above average. Some would say above the norm. However, this conversation is to highlight that the heroic nature of you as divine beings is the norm. The minimized versions of your lives that reflect the fears surrounding your limiting beliefs, encompassing your limiting beliefs, is what is not normal. There are those of you who have seen actors portraying the ability to honor their spontaneous impulses, seemingly sometimes without fear. Rather, in most regards that reflect actual life events and situations, there is a hesitation for perhaps a fraction of a second, then, when the personality makes the decision to honor its spontaneous nature and ignore all other data. In that regard, then, your heroic nature trusts its intuitive impulses at will. It is a practice, as I have said before. For what are the reasons why many do not normally move with the energy flow of their spontaneity, of their creativity in any given moment? And so then you begin to understand that the naturally heroic aspects of your existence then are typically grounded in the framework to what you think of as the non-physical dimension, where your manifestations occur before they physically materialize in your time and space reality in a way that your five senses can then detect them. When the heroic nature of your decisions and your desires and the situations that you want to create are enacted, are discussed, are formulated in framework two, in the non physical dimension, where all things assemble and are created before they are physically observable in your reality, the natural heroic aspect of your personality is ever prevalent. It is when you are faced with situations here in your physical reality, then, where the habits of your thoughts regarding limitations, meaning distorted thoughts regarding your capabilities, will impede the flow of your natural heroic behavior. And what is heroic? Heroic has been synonymized with the concept of brave and courageous. But here we're going to normalize the word heroic into an everyday life pattern that, from an energy frequency point of view, will align you with the non physical aspect of your existence then. In understanding that, then you will come to be able to assimilate it is natural for you to follow your impulses. It is naturally heroic of you to, as much as possible, follow the spontaneity of your intuitive mind. That is your original thoughts. Some of you refer to them as thoughts that seem to come out of nowhere. I assure you, they do come from somewhere, and they come from your natural heroic aspect. The ability to tell someone that you don't know very well The ability to be vulnerable and say, I love you, without hesitation, without reservation, is indeed and in fact heroic. For you were able to naturally follow the impulse of your authentic self, which is, of course, grounded in the unlimited creational energy of love, of joy, of happiness. Then, when the Christ figure said that you had the ability to move a mountain, he meant that quite literally, that you have the ability to perform what you call unusually heroic actions. But heroic actions do not need to be considered in the terms of the enormity of, say, a mountain. For many of you, following your natural impulses can be likened to the same activity, for it will feel the weight and the gravity of the action of following your spontaneous impulses, then would feel the same or nearly as impossible as moving a mountain. When you think of the word heroic in this aspect, then you can understand that the word actually refers to your fearless personality. Then your heroic aspect of your creativity, of your spontaneity, is directly correlated with the freedom that you naturally feel. That is, some of you refer to as your higher self, your oversoul, then is naturally free to behave in a way that continuously, consistently, and persistently expresses your natural creativity in any forum. For many of you, this is a challenge. However, the good news is it is a challenge that you can easily overcome by reconsidering the nature of your existence, which is, of course, as I have been explaining to you, is the divine. You are a divine being, a divine being that possesses the ability to wield the unlimited power of the universe at your command. Having been given the sacred gift of free will in your evolutionary journey, then you can understand that every day is an opportunity for you to look for an ability to demonstrate your heroic self. Then the conversations that you have amongst each other, of course, you understand, are never in an isolated fashion, meaning as you are connected, as you are a portion of consciousness that is always connected to the one consciousness, nothing is really then ever private. You may want to consider experimenting, play with your ability to demonstrate your heroism in your daily life. And how can you do that? Believing in yourself, manifesting events and situations that will prove to you your worthiness, that will remove the doubts that have been placed into your neuronal structure at early ages when you assimilated your limiting beliefs. If you would like to creationally experience something that would give you joy, ask for it with the assumption that it is being delivered, then without worry, without fear, without doubts, without needing to understand the how and the why of it. Understand that every time you demonstrate this action, you are formulating events, you are causing events in what I call framework two, the non physical dimension, where all of your creations are assembled before they manifest into your physical reality. Use your divine power to demonstrate that you can trust yourself. When you can trust your impulses, it means that you trust the aspect of yourself that is not recognized or acknowledged enough in your daily life. Your appreciation for your existence will expand. Your confidence will expand with it. Then your trust in your decisions that you make here will feel better because you are making those decisions from an energy frequency of expanded trust, then. Expanded trust of self is expanded love of self. Expanded love of self is an additional reservoir that you have banked here in your physical reality with which to share with others, you see, for the good, in service, then, assisting yourself in this way so that you can assist others of your race and others who are in the framework of the purpose for which you will achieve your own experience of value fulfillment, the satisfaction that you will experience when you have trusted something and it bore fruit in a way that your five physical senses were able to detect it.